1 2 1 2 1 1 2. Okay. Guess. All right. So what's up? How's it going, Oasis? Welcome, buddy. I got delayed because I had to reset my PC completely, and I'm just getting the TOS started. Lucas Spider, boom. Today was big news, wasn't it? What's the news today? Or economic? Let me see. Let's filter everything else out apart from USD. CPI 830. Yep. So that's probably why it's moving like that. What is the actual 7.7 forecast? Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's the economic release of CPI. It just doesn't really add up. Sometimes it just doesn't add up. 375, 385. So we are talking 385s just at that high daily level. Right. Okay. Strange. I have to bring back my watch list as well on. Neo is popping. Oh, earnings new today. Minus 30 cents. Okay, so that's taking a liking for Neo. Looks like a good result for it. We've got yesterday. I traded DraftKings quite decent successfully. Um, where did I get out on it? I forgot. But around 1150s, I think. Maybe this bounce here. I think I got out there. I might be. I have to check that. But this was a really completely nice. That's the only trade we took yesterday. That was decent. That actually just ran a little bit. Rest of the rest of the trades, they just didn't do much, to be honest. It was just chopping around, especially MACK. So that was a really good trade. I had to be quite patient with it though. DKNG as well is popping today pre-market, so let's have a look. Yeah, Solid did stop by. Awesome. It was nice of him to stop by. Once in a while, he does that. I think he's doing okay. So yeah, it's good to see old faces. Well, I mean, I didn't see his face, but it's good to catch up with him, definitely. No, it's all right. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna do what I do, and if I do get late, I might end it up. Depends on if the market's there's action to it, then definitely I'll stay for longer. If none, then yeah. So just sorting out my things here. I'm still early than usual, the previous system or schedule, whatever you want to call it. It's about 8:42. I usually should start 8 a.m. EST, but today something just came up with my PC. Everything, it wasn't reloading at all. It wasn't basically it wasn't starting. It just kept on looping the restart, and I had to really sort of force restore the to previous healthy point. So that thankfully did work. Otherwise, I would have not been able to actually do anything today. But still, with that being said, if you actually restore it to really older, because I had this same issue a while back as well, so I hadn't installed anything, so everything had to be installed from scratch. Like for example, TEOS, I just finished reinstalling it, just finished. That's why it took me a long time. Usually it doesn't. But DKNG popping, Neo popping. There's quite a lot of things popping today. Let's add another watch list area here, which is going to be our gap up scan, and then this is going to be our gaps. Yep. So there we go. Yeah, I did. So basically, Oasis, there you've got two choices, okay? You've got two choices. One is to go with Colmex, the platform, the brokerage, CFD brokerage that I trade with. But you can also go with TradeNet. It's the same software. Software is actually provided by someone else called TEFS. Okay, I believe they provide the software, or it could be the same software but different name. Exactly the same thing, right? Let me show you. In fact, if I can. It's the same thing, anyways. I mean, I just. Like right here, this basically is a TEFS, right? Can you see? Right? You can see, right? It's the same thing. Right? You can clearly see it's the same thing. Level 2 is there. You can also go ahead and, you know, check that out. You know, time and sales level 2, everything, the charting, everything is exactly the same. So this is TEFS, which is from TradeNet, but TradeNet's funded account. Okay, so it is a funded account, but what it does is it just uses the same software, exactly the same thing. So if you wait up, I think Black Friday is coming. So for those of you who are interested in actually CFD trading, which is pretty much the same thing, there's a lot of pros to trading CFD, by the way. But if you ever decide to do that, you know, there is something really special coming along, especially with our sort of community, the YB trading. We are kind of sort of helping, well, at least I am helping new traders transition over to, let's say, at least some sort of a live trading thing. So there we are working together with them to provide something from my side and from their side to get things started for new traders, so they don't have to spend a lot of money trying to test the waters, right? So yeah, I think for you, it's up to you. I wouldn't really sort of say go with this, go with that, whichever is comfortable for you. Colmex is a brokerage. It's not an educational company, whereas TradeNet is an educational company that provides funded account, right? So for example, their funded accounts, you might have done the research. If you haven't, just to give you a clear idea, they basically, you open up a educational package, you buy a package from them, and then after you complete the certain training, you get a funded account worth more than, basically worth more than what you paid for. You see what I mean? Like, let's say for example you're depositing 1,000 to Colmex, but if you pay the same amount to TradeNet, for you get the education as well as the funded account, which is basically an account. The only thing with that is if you make money on it, then it depends on the account level, is 75, 25, something. I don't quote me on that, I'll have to confirm that, but it can get up to 80, 90% even, you know. But remember, for your 1,000, you're getting way over what you will be depositing in Colmex. So if you ask me the difference is existent, right? Really, you can't really, it's the same platform, same execution, everything else is the same. So that's probably what anybody starting out would want to go with their packages, educational packages, and also it comes with their live chat for some time, some months and stuff like that, which is definitely worth it, I think. So yeah, they do take a cut, but you know, for example, you know, somebody, let's say for example somebody who was 500, right? Let's just keep it simple, 500, or sometimes they do offer for 400 with my sort of if you mention YB trading, then you might get more you know, discounts. So let's say 350, 390, 380, right? You open up that 380 package account, which is the intro account, you are able to trade it until you lose 700. Until you lose 700. So you've got double the amount of what you've paid for in the play money, basically. So in that sense, I would definitely say it's like it's a good deal, definitely, because if you do put 350, here's the thing: if you do put 350, you can only have 350. Maybe some With Colmex, for example, I think you will get up to up to 6 times the margin, right? Times 6 leverage. So let's say times 6 or times 4, that's 700, 1400. Let's say even more, 1400. That's 2000, just over 2000. What are you going to buy with over 2000 pound of or dollar of investment? Nothing. However, with TradeNet's packages, what's going to happen is you invest at 350. It's the beginning package anyways. You don't expect to, for somebody who's just starting out, don't expect them to be making thousands. But what it gives you is the ability to trade up to $14,000 worth of buying power. They give you 14,000 buying power. So it's a really good start. Really good. So you wouldn't be stuck. Although some of the stocks you will have to trade like 10, 20 shares, which is perfectly fine. But most of the stocks you could trade hundreds of shares with 14,000 buying power. But a lot of people get this wrong. When I say 14,000 buying power, please pay attention to this. If you're watching recording, 14,000 buying power. That's your leverage. Your account max loss is 700. It's never 14,000. Just please pay attention to that, right? So that is why I say TradeNet for someone starting out, definitely a great place to dig in. Start somewhere where you're not wasting thousands and thousands of dollars just to get started, and by the time you realize, oh shoot, you could have actually saved that money, it's too late. Even like for let's talk about TradeZero. TradeZero gives you, let's say, not a lot, 4 times, 6 times the leverage. So even for TradeZero, yes, you can start with small amount, few grand, something like that, but it still requires you to have bigger amount of money where you can actually trade things that you want to trade. So that's the difference. That's the difference between Colmex and TradeNet. So you decide, but if you're going to go with TradeNet, Oasis, just hold off until the Black Friday deals are on its way. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to give too much, obviously, but there's something special going on with us and them. Hopefully, it works out for the people, wanting to test the waters. And it just doesn't really sort of, I think it's just a no-brainer. There's no, especially you're starting out, it's a no-brainer deal, to be honest. Yeah. So, no, you might not, Oasis. I'm not saying you do. Anyways, for the intro, I'm going to be on. Yeah, I know OBS is acts up sometimes like that. But what was I gonna say? Let's see if it works when I put this. Is it gonna give the link for Colmex? Yeah, it does. Look, that's the Colmex link. If anybody watching this, if they're interested, but I think I might have TradeNet's link as well. I might. Have I got it? Maybe not. I'll get the link for you. I always have the link on Discord anyways. Before you go, especially for this Black Friday, wait up until Black Friday. That's what I'm gonna say. It's only some time left anyways for it. So But let's get back to business, guys. We're talking Roblox popping, every single thing. Why? Because SPY is doing this, right? So from the get-go, things are looking quite positive for the market. But is it going to stay positive? It might, because we already seen on the daily the reversal pattern came in here. Yes, it was supposed to not bring this down too much. No, this pullback was too much for me for this reversal, but it could still carry on with this reversal pattern. So I believe in the, as I mentioned, I was mentioning it here somewhere, that in the long run, I believe the SPY is due for a continuation, if not a bigger, massive, bigger bounce, at least to the highs, you know. Oh, recent highs, sorry. That's not the all-time highs, just the recent highs. I believe once it starts to actually take out 390s, 400s, that 430 is going to get taken out slowly anyways. Unless, again, you never know with the US economics, man. And also as well as the politics. It's just, yeah. But as far as the present situation is concerned, I think, yeah, it's looking good for market. We will keep those. GFI, I kept it a while back. GFI is even popping. We have got a move from 8s all the way to 11s. Not huge, but it definitely is somewhat extended. And this one was great because this day here, yesterday in fact, yeah, yesterday I missed this trade. I was mentioning on pre-market, you can go back to the pre-market of this assessment on GFI. I was mentioning this thing is quite strong. This day held really strong, and it actually broke multi-month levels, right? And it stayed above it. That's the thing, it stayed above it. So I was saying, look guys, if it starts to take out that 10, it's probably not going to look back, and it's going to be straight up uptrending, which exactly to the tick it did, and in fact even more. Right, I wasn't expecting, honestly, all the way towards 1120s. I was kind of thinking maybe 11s, but nevertheless, it did move really well. So I'm just gonna, the volume is kind of okay there. I'll keep it just in case if we decide to see something there. And DWAC yesterday we traded with some success, or somewhat not success, but yeah, I think it's done at the moment. We've got, but I believe, as I said before as well, DWAC with this whole election thing, this is related to Donald Trump, obviously. So anything to do with elections and him is gonna pop this thing up. It just requires that excuse, that's all. So, but when it does do that, oh, yesterday I was looking at NCLH. It was one of my, I believe it was one of my, dude, where's my Discord? You see, even Discord is not, I'll install it later. But anyways, so yesterday I was mentioning, it looks like it's overextended. I'm short biased on it. I'm going to be looking for short opportunities, which was great. Beautiful area here, actually. VWAP reversal came in. We had 1660, that rejection came in. Even 1650 break was a much rather better entry there. So with this kind of entries, you've got your, the good thing about this is if it goes over and under the VWAP, you can always put your hard stop. You don't need to rely on the mental stop. So that's the good thing about it. 1650 under was the trade, and it just gave us really decent move down. I probably, if I were taking it from here, from one of our systems, we would probably not have kept this until here. I probably would have exited somewhere there, the last exit, usually, because by this time I would have taken few exits on it anyway. So first exit would have been at the lows, second exit would have been here, just before 16s, which is 1610, perfectly fine. If not taken here, 100% over here should have been taken. And then last remaining batch could have been a trailing stop over this, but once it starts to act up, I probably would have gotten out here. Having said that though, I might have, I'm not gonna lie, I might have put it on the VWAP, the last remaining batch, but still it would have been a great trade. So overall, whatever we were watching yesterday, they did produce some really decent moves. I was just too, not really stubborn, but I was really expecting Mac to do something really, really interesting yesterday. A big move. So I did trade Mac with somewhat success, somewhat not. I was like very small down on it. But as you can see, it just didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. It was so crowded here. It was so crowded. By the time we opened, it was like 10 million shares for this $10, $11 stock. And it just kept on just playing around, basically, you know. It just playing shorts, longs, you know, throughout the whole day. So I just left it alone, which was great. Now, if you're stubborn, really stubborn on these things, and you expect it to crash or go up to the sky, then you're going to have a very strong bias and you're going to get chopped around a lot on this. Anything that pops, you're going to start to buy if you're long biased, and if anything drops, that you're going to start to short. I unfortunately got into those as well a few times, but my risk was very, very calculated. So I'm happy with that. And I'm happy that I didn't really stuck with it. Otherwise, all day losers on that. Mac stayed up at over 1250, so I'm going to keep Mac for sure. We will see something today, hopefully, which I wanted to see yesterday. DWAC we talked about. I'm going to keep DWAC, obviously. We're going to keep DWAC for the 9 o'clock, so we've got about 27 minutes. ARRY also, I wasn't expecting this really like beautiful move down. So I had a small loser on it on the long side. I still believe that this could still go because it's an earnings play. Earnings was report. It beat the earnings basically. So earnings was about what estimated was 0.09, and then the actual was 0.18. So almost, well, actually 100% beat on the numbers. So that shows that, you know, although yesterday it had a big run down, but if you think about it, it was still up from its gap, right? So it still held this gap. I would have really liked it to hold this low here. It didn't, that's fine, but it reclaimed it afterwards in a midday. And then today it's slightly gapping up. So ARRY could produce something. I'm going to put it on earnings. Let me create another watch list here. And I create this one as earnings. The reason why I'm creating a new watch list is because my Thinkorswim I had to be reinstalled. So everything, the watch list has to be recreated. The good thing is all these settings remain the same. Otherwise I would be in big trouble. Like the chart settings, the markings, the indicators and everything, the template, everything stays the same. It somehow loads up with a backup. ARRY goes to the earnings one. Okay, now let's get rid of these trades yesterday. We took these. Okay, I'm gonna keep those, and now let's have a look at what we see today. What are we seeing today? Right, let's have a look at our screeners. Let's go. Actually, you know what? It's reset, so that's fine. We'll look at the. Let's add something here. In the meantime, you could also. I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to put volume. Oh, not that one. And also I want to put shares, just to give us an idea of how much shares outstanding it has. Shares and volume, and then one more thing we need. Mark percentage. Mark percentage, where are you? Mark percent change right here. What? Okay. So this should be our usual settings for the, okay, perfectly fine now. As you can see, where is it? Oh, over here, okay. So Mark, I sorted out by obviously whatever's gapping up huge. Let's link this to our charts. And this thing is gapping up, let's say from 60 cents all the way to $9. Bro, what the hell? Is this earnings based gap? What the hell? Oh, split. That's what I thought. What? Oh, I forgot that this one actually is a split. I couldn't see what was there. So one out. Hold on. 1 to 10. Okay. All right. That makes sense. So that really makes sense. Perfect. So MSGM, I'm going to keep it on the list for next few days. In fact, next week even, because these ones provide some decent moves for the coming days. So MSGM, let's add that here because it's a reverse split. RS 1 to 10, just to remind us basically when I look at the chart on this day what happened. Well, reverse split happened. Cool. Okay, I think it's back. OBS is just acting up a little bit, but at least it's not stopping the stream, which is great. Don't know why it's acting up 5650 kilobytes per second. Okay, for those of you who wanted the link, just posted the link for the brokers, TradeZero, and also the Colmex as well. APPS, so really nice gap holds. Yesterday post market, the earnings report came in and it just shot past intraday levels very easily, made a huge move, and it actually stayed with it. So the earnings report was quite positive in my opinion. Yeah, 0.26 to estimate actual of 0.34. So yeah, quite a bit. Looks good. It could continue. We're talking from 1070s all the way to right now trading at 13, 14 areas right there. I think from this kind of move, we might see some sort of a fade off. We might just see because it's actually gapping up to these levels here, 1324s. It's not much of a level except for that 1320s. So 1320s, it's actually over that, so it might be good. I'll keep an eye on this one. I don't mind taking longs or shorts on this one. Looks interesting. APPS. MGNI, again, earnings based. Yesterday, post-market earning came in similar to APPS. It shot up, did nice little move to the upside and held this up move, and now it's trading over 7. So we are talking about gapping up here. If it does pop towards 750s, I think there's huge resistance. We might see some sort of a I don't know, speed bump, you can call it, speed bump here around 750s. And if that's the case, we can take advantage of that. But if it does pull back to VWAP and that 7 starts to hold, we could also take that for possible longs as well. So looking good, MGNI. RDFN is same earnings, just low priced, a bit low priced. Don't really, especially for earnings. RIVN, Rivian, right? Yeah, Rivian. So I believe it's EV related. They're so earnings. There must be something else. Earnings doesn't seem to be like. It was very close to estimate. But it could have been something else I'm missing. But RIVN, nevertheless, is moving with earnings sort of report. It's gapped up and is holding its gaps, looking strong. So I'm going to keep it definitely on the watch list as it's in on play. XPEV is also EV based. Sorry, Peggy. Where's XPEV? XPEV is here. XPEV is also gapping up quite a bit. 670s all the way to 760s. But this one doesn't move that much. I just don't like the way it trades. I think we've got quite a decent gappers today. 75. This thing is... This thing is actually gapping up from 67s all the way to 77s. Huge gap. Why is it lower? Marcus. What? Datadog. It's not trading lower, is it? It's not trading lower. That actually might be news from yesterday. Today I don't see any news, to be honest. So that one also looks like a decent gapper. Just need to find why is gapping up. The dog. There's a lot of gappers, 12%. You could find something decent on it. What to look for in these gappers? First of all, it should be gapping quite a bit, like 11, 10, 12, 15%. Over 10% would be really nice. Sometimes over 5% on big names as well as huge. It depends on the market cap. So, but the most important thing to pay attention to, I believe, is the volume, right? How is it gapping? Is it gapping up with the volume? Look at this thing, yeah? It's got quite a bit of volume, 1.2 million volume, which is quite decent for this size stock. And then you look at that shares outstanding, which is very similar to float. You can check the float. I did mention this before as well. Float checker, if you want to check the float properly. But I pay attention to shares. Very similar. It's not much of a difference from float to this. So AFRM is looking really decent, to be honest. Quite a lot of gappers that could do some decent moves. AFRM. Yes, you see that one had good volume, but it's low priced. It's low priced, and the way it's trading is not good. It's not looking good at all. So We checked MGNI, RDFN. Did we check RDFN? RDFN. This, you see, volume is about 500,000, which is not great for this kind of stock. So the confidence in the stock might not be there. You know, it's a $4 stock. This should be quite a lot. So I'm gonna leave that alone for the moment. RIVN 1.2, definitely gonna keep an eye on that. And very close to 1 million CPNG. The way it's trading though also is really funny. Earnings season, welcome to earnings season, guys. That's what we get. Everything is gapping up because of earnings. And if I put this to gap down, it's probably most of the 90% of the gap downs will be because of earnings. So it's pretty natural to see that. The dog. I kept this because it was gapping up and looking nice on the price action, but I just don't like the volume as well. It could pick up because the gap is quite huge. I believe it's like 15% gap. No, I'm wrong. About 13% gap. AFRM I kept. Okay, I think that's pretty much it, guys. I don't see anything else apart from HUDI. HUDI. This is already done. Nope. Dude, this one was a really nice pre-market trade here. Goes up, couldn't hold this on, and then comes down under VWAP. Oh, beautiful. NEO is gapping up as well. We have NEO. So we got everything on the gap up because of earnings. So most of our list might as well be a gap up, earnings gap up, as you can see. Why not? Why? Peggy. Let's have a look at Peggy because, oh no, I don't like it. Coin, which is crypto related, and it's bouncing from 46 all the way to 50s, which is quite a bounce. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm gonna share this in Discord if I have the Discord. Okay. These lights, they're really not good for me. But if I turn it off, it's even worse. I mean, for me, it's not worse, but it's for the camera. So I need to find another way to. Let's say if I turn this off, this is what you get. Really bad. The background is brighter than the foreground, which is really bad for a camera. Okay, let's install our Discord. What the hell? Our TOS main should be looking good. Yep, we're ready. We are pretty much ready. On Amazon. Lots of gappers today, guys. If we can catch up with them. Mark percentage goes volume goes, and then we have shares. Yep, that sounds about right. Let's keep it on SPY. SPY just keeps going. It's 387 now, which basically is right about here. 388 almost, so it's getting to this resistance here, which it actually rejected from. So if it's not very strong enough, then it's not gonna, it's probably gonna struggle around 390s, this zone here. So I'm gonna watch that, maybe look for some reversals, because the way it's moving is kind of a bit extended. So I expect initially on the SPY to be a little bit pullback, a little bit of a retracement from this move. It could happen from 388s all the way to 390s. That's the zone I'm thinking. So we'll see what happens. Alright, let's just sign up to Discord. we've got our watch list here. There we go. Watch list posted. I know it might sound like I'm trying to catch the falling knife or trying to stop a full speed train, but this one, I think this level that I'm watching, up to 389s, 390s, I'm going to start to look for initial fade off of that on the market. So that's what I'm thinking, that's what I'm going to do. Hold on, guys. Okay, so SPY is actually running towards that 389s. The market is open. Let's go. Here we go. Market's going crazy. Alright, let's see if SPY decides to fade off a little bit here. Give me a second, guys. I need to take this out. Put it somewhere here. Perfect. I usually keep these kind of thumbnailed charts. And we are gonna have T, that's great. And I can have Navy. There comes the rejection, as I was mentioning. That's what I'm looking at. Wow, Apple is just gone much stronger. There it goes. Apple is also showing weakness. This is what I meant by look at the fade off. It came down to, and it's still going. And I'm looking for at least 385.40s towards the VWAP basically. So it's running towards the gap fill, but I don't think the gap fill will happen because of this move being too strong. But nevertheless, as soon as it opened, it just went to those levels, this level that we created. And then it just started to reject from it, and now it's going towards that VWAP. So yeah, that's the rejection I was looking for. It could go towards the VWAP, but further beyond that VWAP, I really can't sort of have confidence in that. Even if it does, it's just going to chop around. So that was the initial move I was expecting from it. So just gonna have a quick look at this. Fine. Fine as well. Alright, I'm just gonna restart TOS because I can't seem to get back my workspace. So just hold on. I'm still here, just trying to restart the Thinkorswim. SPY is going for another fade off, as you can see. So very to the tick, the analysis on SPY to the tick, guys. So there goes Apple as well, going down, as well as SPY going towards that VWAP. Yes, sir. So what do we have on charts? Oh, this is what I was looking for. Okay, I got it. This needs to be attached, detached. Can I detach it? Yes. Okay, here we go. Took a while, but we got there. User. Okay, now let me try the. I have to. Okay. Now I can keep an eye on the things that I'm watching carefully. This thing is gonna go here. Flexible grid is what I want. And I need to save this. Finlanders. Oops. Okay. So as you can see, SPY just almost touching the view app as I was mentioning earlier. APPS just went non-stop, which I was paying attention to this, but then I am also looking at that 15 level. These are interesting, guys. There might be some decent trades on these soon. All these gappers. SPY is doing that, so just to the tick. Rejection came in from the upper resistance level on dailies, and look at this, even bigger pullback. We have some room to the downside for sure. Trying to attempt to fill the gap, yes, but I think if this move is really decently strong, then I think this might just be a pullback. Now, if this move wasn't really sort of strong enough, then we might see some sort of a fade off later on. But the trades on these were right at the open. Right at the open. Not before, not after, because it was late after. As soon as you start rejecting from 388, 389s in between that level, that's when you capitalize on it. Right? Now, what do you capitalize on? On things like, for example, Apple, right? When SPY was falling, Apple was trying to sort of take the highs out, but it started failing. You still had the chance to take anything like here on Apple. Again, Apple is the relatively strong stock. You don't want to be shorting relatively strong stocks, but you can always find the weaker out of them all, which this is the weakest of them all, as far as I see. SPY was bouncing initially. Remember that bounce, that few minutes of bounce, but Tesla didn't bring any bounce, so that this is a much better choice. I'm explaining these because I'm not gonna what do you call that, spoon feed you, because that's not good. You'll always rely on me. But when I said SPY, guys, expect SPY to be fading off of this level, these levels, then, you know, do your own due diligence, do your own DD, like just go to the levels that I'm discussing. 380s all the way to 389s, even 390s. Why is it important, those levels, right? Why are these levels? Why is YBA talking about these levels, and why is the rejection coming in from there, which I explained. Initial moves are very strong, and it's slowly grinded towards those levels. Usually when there is a big move happens, especially on pre-market, and right at the near the open, we get to those levels. In this case, the levels were quite strong. I did mention that the expect a fade off at least towards the VWAP, right? Now, I don't expect me to say that go into trading, let's say Tesla or Apple. Once I say, for example, SPY might do this and that, you got to do your work. What you know, you might even do better job than me, because I'm doing so many things. I'm looking at the gappers, I'm looking at, you know, low floaters and everything, not just the large caps. You might find something really decent, much better than, you know, Tesla. But for me, what I found was Tesla was a better option because it was weaker out of them all. So find something that's weaker if you're going to short. Find something that's stronger than the market if you're going to long. Very simple, you know, if you're going to trade large caps, especially when some SPY is moving. These are kind of days where you want to only be trading SPY related stocks, i.e. large caps. Right? That's the environment for it. So that's what I wanted to cover. I used to, like, it's not a good thing to do. I used to give too much, I think, in the stream. People get lazy, you know. So I'm gonna just basically give my insight, what I'm looking at, and I'm gonna be trading on the side. And if I do trade it, you know, I'll let the stream know, but I don't have to let the stream know. What I will do is I'll just trade on the side, giving my insight, and see what it does. And then we can talk about it, you know, we can talk about the analysis, how it worked out, whether it worked out or not at all. And if anybody's had taken, we can talk about the trades as well. But it would be nice to see people doing some work, you know, like if there's an opportunity, there's always a better opportunity in the markets, but you just need to find it. If I say there's a SPY opportunity, there's far better stocks out there that is going to give you far better risk to reward than SPY. SPY is not going to give you much, because unless you trade options or futures, SPX futures, E-minis, yeah, there's plenty others there. Look at this. This is exactly what I was kind of anticipating. SPY being so strong, it only pulled back to the VWAP, and the bounce came in straight, right? No games, nothing, just bounce and then continues. So now, because we had that, let's call it profit taking. It could be not so much of it doesn't look like much of a profit taking, just early retracement from this move. It's going towards that the support, resistance line again, which is our daily level. Do you see this level here? This from 388s all the way to 390s. That zone of mine, whether it's going to hold or not, we'll see. I'm not going to do anything as it reaches there, I want to see what it does around those levels. If we start to see some rejection, I will take some shorting opportunities on other stocks that are weaker on the larger caps. Yep. That's what I'm looking at. Viro. So SPY is taking out the highs, high of day, but we are still going into that zone, that level. But look at the volume though, look at the volume, rising. So that's, as long as that volume stays strong and stable, then there could be a decent move up. Check out Viro, guys. I was mentioning earlier, but I didn't explain what I was looking at, but hopefully this is where I was like, yeah, Viro, right? Just bounced off very quickly though from here, so it looks quite strong. With these kind of gap downs, you do tend to get a much stronger reaction, SSR and everything, you know. So the move to the downside is not going to be very strong with these ones. It's already beaten down. It's already gone down enough, I think. So anybody shorting it from, you know, pre-market or anything like that, they will be starting to pay as soon as the market opens. Profit taking comes in. That's why there's a little the bounce comes in, and sometimes it could be bigger bounces. So there's the rejection on SPY, but it's still too early to call. It is still too early. That rejection, this level here. Let's have a look at others that we were watching. APPS, what's APPS done so far? APPS continues to show strength, continues to climb higher. Coming up to that level here, 1550 level, which is actually rejecting from. So yeah, APPS might be something to keep an eye on. Okay. So TGT, let's have a look at MGNI. MGNI gapped up. This is also one of the gappers. Gaps up and then continues to hold it. Takes out that pre-market high or post-market high. 760s and then just carries on. So quite strong. Really strong, some decent strong watch list today. Apps is going non-stop as well. RIVN looks interesting. RIVN volume came So fills the gap right there, literally to the tick, fills it, and then boom, continues. So this might have more room to the upside if it does start to take out 3250s. RIVN, interesting for longs. But we need that volume coming in when it's going to take out those numbers, 3250s. All right, so that's RIVN. Looks interesting. Looks good for a long, honestly, even now. Because the volume is kicking in, so RIVN, I might start on this bad boy. The only issue is the high of day. High of day is coming down from 3250s are getting hit, and a lot of sale going on 3250. There it goes, it broke it. Right? There it broke it. So yeah, sometimes you just gotta be quick though. I just was a little bit not 100% on it. I would have taken it early, but still there's a chance to take some here. Starter here, putting stop under 3210s, and then once it starts to trade above 3250 60s, and you know, looking into maybe even ads. But I didn't take it, so I'll come back to it. D-Dog. Takes out the high of day, could go. Yeah, this D-Dog is, what's the spread on it? About 10 cents spread. There goes our IVN. There goes your RIVN. There it goes. So quite strong. Exactly to the tick. So analysis today has been great, right on point, basically every single one. This is the one I was mentioning. You know, this looks strong. It's a buy around here, even before 3250s. But if it breaks and holds 3250s, then definitely. Without that, just there you go, 3250s, and now it's taking out 33s almost. So there we go. I'm just looking at D-Dog as well. D-Dog looks interesting. It's just daily I don't like, beaten down stock, and it doesn't usually carry on. But why is it gapping up though? That's the thing. Yeah. Riven is going crazy. APPS as well is going nuts. AFRM was, oh wow, AFRM was very strange. Just complete. I don't really see this often, guys. Look, just drops under the VWAP, holds a little bit, carries on, dropping 1340. There's not, I don't see any level there. Let me see. Unless yesterday's, no, I don't see anything. No, I don't see anything. Just a V reversal basically came in, and then you didn't get any chance to get into it, but you did get a lot of chances on RIVN, something like APPS. I talked about APPS, very similar to RIVN, by the way, but it gave earlier chances to get in on it earlier. So I was talking about APPS from the get-go, strong, but then you had more chances here. So basically this is your micro pullback, and you know, that's just the break of that. Look at the volume when it broke it, started to rise. So anywhere here could have been nice, decent opportunity, and then break 15 breaks, probably add area. I probably, if I had traded this, I probably added way before 15, because by the time breaks 15, the move has already happened. So Yeah, that's some really decent move from APPS. And it's still showing strength. It doesn't show any sign of slowing down. So SPY, let's talk about SPY. SPY went into that zone actually. As I said, it looks quite strong, so went in really deep, broke the 3090 for like about 40 cents or so, but it was still within that range. So let's see if it starts to break that. If it's gonna break that, guys, we might have a very very big green day, to be honest, because it's actually breaking crucial level there and it's not even sweating. Like, it just doesn't even care if it breaks. It hasn't broken yet. This is the zone. Remember the zone we're talking about? This is the zone now. It hasn't broken it yet. This is the one that is probably gonna be starting to reject from. So RIVN, APPS, and all that could see some sort of a decline, as well as Tesla was weak. So we could actually look at Tesla and maybe looking into trading a short even. SPY seems like it wants to hang around. Just still showing, but I feel like there might be another retracement coming in, so it's just a bit too early to call though. Okay. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm still here. So, 4 charts. Okay. And actually, duplicate this. Okay. So it seems like SPY is holding up, pulls back with low volume, and then now it might go for another round. So this zone, I'm thinking it might get broken very, very quickly. So this is the real move that's happening now. If it takes out that high, then there's no levels anytime soon. Interesting. So if we are going to look into taking anything, that probably will be Apple with SPY. But Apple hasn't pulled back. That's the problem. Apple hasn't pulled back enough. RIVN also looks interesting again for the break of 33s. There it goes. It wants to take that out. Look at that. This is quite interesting actually. Even on SPY, the price action is very predictable. Not extremely, but quite predictable. Which is very unlikely of SPY. Tesla is bouncing big. Tesla bounced big. So that could help SPY. And also Apple is not. SPY is still struggling though. SPY is still struggling around the 33.90. This could, we could see some sort of a, it's just a bit early though. These lights. I need something like that. Dude, I might. Let's have a look at the others. What did they do? Ooh, ARRY is just popping. ARRY, I was looking for longs on this actually. So ARRY, good opportunity right here. In fact, might have to chase it. Go, come on. ARRY. Whew, looking good. Okay, so ARRY looked really nice. Now it might be a bit too late, but I managed to start something 1980s, but I will add to it even now, just in case. I just want to build up a little bit if I can. Let's go ARRY. Volume came in. This volume is a little bit tricky because it's just there's no consistency. This is just out of nowhere volume, which could be that rejection. So there might be a lot of overhead resistance when it comes to orders, sitting orders on it. So I'm going to be careful, but I do have a trade on it starting 1980s and 1988. So 1983s, 84s is the average basically, with the stop under the VWAP. Just a bigger picture. This one is a bigger picture. I don't mind giving more room on it. This, if it works out, could be swing. So my average, actually let me just point this out because that's the only one I've called. 1980s, and then I took it here 1980s. 87s, 88s. So that's the. I will still have the chance to add to it if it starts to do what I expect it to do by the end of the day. So I'm gonna relax it as long as it doesn't take out like 1920s, 1930s. I'll be okay with it. Even if it pulls back a little bit, that's fine. Vero went crazy. It's not stopping anytime soon. Look at that. Vero just went. This is what I was mentioning. Vero is something that could actually bounce big. Look at the gap, right? Why is there this much gap on this? Is this? Let's have a look. Oh, okay. It's just related to COVID case rises on locked. So basically, yeah. So this is what happened. You can read it here if you can. So yeah, that's actually the MW manufacturing hub. So Guangzhou is latest Chinese city to face lockdowns as COVID cases rise. So they are quite strict with their lockdowns, which means that no businesses, no business whatsoever. So hence this much move down. Vero. But now this could change because if there is a positive news on lockdowns from China, it's going to start to keep on grinding. ARRY looking good. On the break of 20, I might add more. Okay. This is just non-stop, carries on. Go ARY. Go ARRY. Okay. I might. Okay. There goes our ARRY. Looking really decent. Very nice. So let me show you ARRY. So I did mention as well on the break of 20 I will add, let me see what I got, 2003. So 2003 is the add point as well, 2003 right about there. I don't usually add as the break, but I had my stop limit order there, so it got triggered, but I will always watch and add myself manually when it starts to break. But this one looks good. So we've got on average 1990 is the average, and it's yeah, it's looking very decent. However, so this is as I mentioned earlier, it's a longer term sort of game plan. I will swing this, you know my swing rules. I will swing this if it still is within that the rules. Looking really good, attacking the high of day. We've got 1980, so about from the initial entry to all the way to what is trading now, about 50 cents, which is not bad for partial actually, but as I mentioned, it's just a little bit bigger picture trade. And it's about to break that. It briefly broke it, but gotcha. Go, Ari. Array. Array. Away. Array, array, array. Let's go, buddy. Right now, I do expect a little bit of a pullback on array, because from its main move when it started, 1970s, 1960s, it hasn't really done any sort of pullback. So it's looking really strong, very good. It's attacking in 2050s. 2050 is crucial. In fact, 2050 to 2060s, I would really like this to end up closing above this for the day. Once it does that, we've got a really good trade going. Right now, we can actually take some partials on it. Yeah, I had to take, guys, I had to take some partial here. 54, I believe. 54. So very, very good area. That's it. Oh, even better. Even better. It's going for it. Let's go. ARRY. Let's go. Okay, so this might be that pullback that I was anticipating. So this is basically the trade on ARRY on my Colmex. So, so what with Colmex, what happens is on the chart, this is your average price. Once you hit, my entries are started 1980s and then 1987s and then 2003s. So as you can see from this, from that, from there, it's an average. So it's only, unfortunately on the charts, I wish it showed the original entry here, here, here. So I can give you much better sort of transparency on this one. But nevertheless, that's the average. And that, you see that's the exit 2053s. So I've got still quite a few left, not quite a few, quite a lot actually. So I'll wait for it to really sort of go for it. As I said, as long as it's staying above this zone right here, I'm very happy to actually swing this. Very happy to swing it. So APPS also carried on, but and ARRY partial taken on it. Tesla is curling, so I might take Tesla actually. But the problem is SPY. SPY is not curling though at all. If SPY starts to give me some sort of a reversal, I want SPY to take this low out, 38950. Once it does that, I'm gonna short Tesla. That's what I'm gonna do, guys. That's the plan. Once SPY takes out, not just wick, no, I want it to stay at least close below 38950s. Tesla might run before I actually take anything on it. Ah, didn't realize it was muted. I missed on Tesla, guys. As I said, I might miss that. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Where's the camera gone like that? Tesla was a kinda okay miss. Not a big one, but it was nevertheless some decent miss. So right here, Tesla was at this point here. When SPY was at that crucial level I was mentioning on SPY here. Oh, come on. Swim. So SPY was trading here, and I was waiting for SPY to break 389.50s, which it did by force. By the time I did anything about it, for Tesla to short, it just went without me. It looked so nice. And Oasis and Zell, if you're watching, the reason why I shorted it should be quite clear for you guys over here. Obviously SPY has a big influence on it, but there's a pattern. So hopefully this makes you gives you an idea of what that pattern is. Just doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't, but when it does, it's just so clean, very clean. I think it has more room to go. If SPY can break the 388.60s, we have more room to go to about 185. Should be easily achievable on Tesla. 185, beautiful trade it would have been from here, stop here, and then the ultimate target probably 185s, maybe even further. I bet it's further than that. Even looking at the low of day, it's not out of the question. Tesla is I'm gonna regret this miss. Anywho, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a screenshot of this so that I can use this, guys. Let's take a screenshot. It's still going, as you can see. There you go, 185, almost achieved. Beautiful trade. The first partial on the VWAP, and then the second partial just before the 185s right here, or even to the 185s, and then let the things run. Let it run with the trailing stop. Beautiful trade. It would have been like the trade of the friggin' day or week. Yeah. See, the problem is you are watching something and you know exactly what to do. It's just that it's just slightly fast. Just cannot catch up. Beautiful. ARRY is somehow coming down a little bit towards VWAP. Yeah, I would have really liked to stay above that area what I mentioned. This right here. Nevertheless, it's still a good, really decent trade, to be honest. It's got huge potential if it stays over. At least it needs to stay over 20 by the end of the day. I would have really liked it to be staying over here. But I'm just asking too much from it, I guess. Plus, we have SPY now doing a proper pullback. And this might be the pullback that we were kind of anticipating on SPY. And look at this zone, guys. It just goes in there. Yes, initially it had some force to, it seemed like it wanted to take it out, but it didn't. It stayed within that zone and then all of a sudden started to drift down. Let's see what happens around the VWAP area. Is it going to bounce from it just like earlier on? That's the question. If we can put the 5 minutes, it's going to look much cleaner. If this thing loads. So this is the 5 minutes. Yeah, still looks very strong, as you can see. The bounce came in from VWAP again. So this zone here, is it gonna hold today? If now, this is the thing. If this breaks, guys, we've got a bigger day on market. It seems like it wants to do a bigger day if it stays above 390. There we go. But for me, I did trade some other stocks as well on the side, which I didn't really call. The only one that I called on the trade on the stream was Array, and we missed the Tesla one. So this is I'm still in this trade, and I am on apps trade as well. That's pretty much it. Array. Yeah, those two trades that I'm still in on it. The rest here and there, I had some from yesterday. From yesterday, DWAC. A little bit though. And I have. Yeah, I've traded Vero as well with less success today. Where's Vero? So yeah, I would say for me it's a bit of an over trading. What did I take on Vero? Let me check. Yeah. Yeah, it was here. Vero short. I took a short here and then got up very quickly here somewhere. So a very small, quick loser on it, and it just kept on going. Now, this is what I was mentioning earlier. The bounce could be bigger, so I was expecting that. That's why I was very careful on the exit. Otherwise, exit would have been here, normal exit on that trade. So unfortunately, that's what happened. On Vero, small loser, but it's really nice under that. Yeah, there would have been a nice opportunity on that one. APPS is going crazy. APPS, guys. Look at APPS, guys. Look at this. This is what I was mentioning earlier on this. Breaks the crucial level. I was actually kind of expecting 1550 right here. 1550. There was some sort of a pullback from there, 1560s, 1555, but it didn't hold it. It just done a breakout again, carried on, breakout again, carried on, pulled back a little bit more, but breakout, carried on. So very strong. At this point, it looks a bit extended, to be honest. And I'm not planning on trading anything else, anything new. I'll keep an eye on those two, these two. But most importantly, I feel like ARI is, because I have decent positions on it, I would like it to work out more than the APPS. Just could not get in much on APPS, to be honest. Anyways, so I can update you tomorrow on these two trades, especially on ARRY. I hope I swing it for the coming at least towards next week, if I can. Otherwise, it's still a good winner because we have a partial out here from this average all the way to here. So quite a decent partial, to be honest. And if it does take out that VWAP, I'll exit it if it closes and start trading under it, which will mean that the remaining partials or the remaining position will be slight losers. It depends as well, because now VWAP is catching up to my price, my average. It might not be. It might just not be. That's pretty much the worst case scenario on it. Well, worst case scenario, it could be really bad. It could just drop here and then I exit here, but hopefully it's not going to happen. Yeah, that's pretty much it with the trades that I took. Happy with the day. I did a little bit of over trading, but it was just very scalping mentality. That's why I didn't even mention in the room, because it was very quick, right? So I didn't want to confuse you. The only longer term excuse me, the only longer term trade that I saw was this one, which I did call out, and I was mentioning that even before. Guys, this looks really good for longs. So wow, okay, it's dropping now. Why is it dropping? All right, that's the bigger pullback coming into it. Come on, buddy. Anyways, so that's the plan with it. Nothing changes. I'll update you tomorrow, hopefully. And I wish you the best of luck. I will see you tomorrow around 8 a.m. EST. Actually, you know what? Not tomorrow. Monday. 8 a.m. is EST we start. Hopefully this time it's going to be on time. Sorry about today's delay. Alright guys, take it easy. Have a lovely weekend. Catch you on the flip side.